Vicious, precious. My shrink tells me I'm a nut job, that I'm too crazy to play. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Trigger warning, I'm going to be discussing eating habits and weight loss and weight gain. So if that's going to upset you, just maybe don't watch this one. I haven't had much sleep. If you've watched my last two videos, you'll know where I struggle with sleep. And last night and the night before and the night before and the night before have been no different. My lovely boyfriend got me a Fitbit, so I'm checking my sleep now as of last night, and we're going to see what the damage is and what my quality of sleep is like. Last night I got 4 hours, so I'll see how I go with that. Let me just preface this video by saying I don't judge anyone for what size they are. There are people that are big and beautiful, small and beautiful, in between and beautiful. You can be beautiful at any size. This is about how I want and should look based on the way I naturally look, the way I feel the best about myself. And it doesn't mean to say that you need to be any size, smaller than you are, bigger than you are. I'm just talking about my experiences, and feel free to relate it to your own. But I'm not telling anyone what size they should or shouldn't be. I also want to preface this by saying I do not want people telling me I look fine. I really, really hate when you've gained weight and you say it to people and they say, oh, but you look fine. Fuck off. Stop invalidating my fucking feelings. I don't feel fine. I don't look fine to me, and that's the most important thing in the whole world. You should do everything that you do for you. You should want to be bigger or smaller for yourself. You should want to get surgery for yourself. You should want to get healthier in general for yourself. Like, everything you do should be for you. And if other people like it, or don't like it, who the fuck cares? I always do everything for me. So when I say to someone, I've gained weight, I feel like shit, I want to lose it, and they go, oh, but you look fine, I just want to fucking slap them. It's like, don't invalidate my feelings. And the reason I'm getting so aggy about that is because that's what I keep getting. And I know people mean well, but it doesn't help. And also, I never said I don't look fine. You know? Today's a tough one to discuss, and I ummed and ahed about whether I want to talk about it, because it makes me feel so uncomfortable and so vulnerable. But fuck it. The YouTube's just kind of become my space to empty out my feelings anyway, instead of a diary. I did used to write diaries when I was a kid, but I haven't written one since I was 15, so I guess this is the new age diary. So as I say, it's a subject that makes me really uncomfortable to talk about out loud, but I'm hoping by talking out loud about it, I don't know, I might deal with it better. So today's topic is eating, food, my unhealthy relationship with food, weight, body image. I mean, being a woman ties into that a little bit, but the two things aren't mutually exclusive. You can also struggle with this if you're a guy, or any of the things in between. I'm one of the many who gained weight in the first lockdown in the UK. I also was in a brand new relationship in the first lockdown, so you do the whole ordering pizza, snuggling, and because we weren't moving around, because I wasn't at work and he wasn't at work and no one could go anywhere, it was like lock the fuck down, start to pile on, and then you get to the end of the year and you realise that you've spent all year slowly gaining weight. So I want to actively lose it now, but this is actually a spiral that happens all the time. Though lockdown is the reason for it this time, I want to look into my relationship with food in general and maybe tackle it so I don't keep doing this cycle. It'll make a bit more sense when I explain it, but I just kind of wanted to premise that I've gained weight in this lockdown, and this is the perfect opportunity to both lose the weight and look into my relationship with food, essentially is what I'm saying. So like fucking forever, I've yo-yoed. I seem to either be really my perfect weight, like really slim, like looking awesome, or 2 stone too heavy for me. And the process in between of gaining, though it doesn't creep up on me, it seems to creep up on me. And being like my perfect weight doesn't seem to last very long. So essentially it does go into mental health because of my bipolar. When I'm manic, I don't overeat, and I'm usually more inclined to exercise or get loads of physical projects done to use all this pent up energy that I have when I'm manic or hypermanic. And when I'm depressed, bearing in mind I spend 80% of my cycle in depression, I eat. And the system has become so predictable now that the second I'm depressed, I turn to food. I know I'm doing it, I know I'm going to hate myself, but depression is very real, and the crutches that we use to just get through the day and not die, that's a serious thing. Let's talk about depression. My depression is, I suffer with deep, dark fucking depression. Sleeping all day, crying all fucking day for hours. It feels like shouldn't have cried all the tears out of my brain, and yet they're still coming down in droves. I eat so much, I can't help myself. The guilt I'm feeling as I'm eating is just unfucking real. The hurt I know I'm doing to myself, but in that moment, as well as the guilt, you get the satisfaction of the good feeling of eating, you know, comfort food. And food tastes so fucking good. It really does. Food is amazing. And I struggle with portion sizes when I'm depressed because I cannot cry after my makeup. I feel like such an empty shell of a person when I'm depressed. I barely get out of bed, and sometimes I don't. So food is a small comfort when there isn't much else to comfort me. When I'm in a relatively good place, like I'm pretty stable right now, apart from the sleep issues and the anxiety, but in terms of like my moods, I'm pretty in the stable zone right now. So I can see that now is the perfect time to lose all the weight, to sort out my relationship with food, to re-download my fitness power, to start counting, to be a bit more on top of things. But in depression, none of that registers. Like zero of it registers. I barely get through the day, like seriously. I don't think about my body changing over time. I just need that moment to not be shit. It's just a constant yo-yo cycle, and I don't believe in diets. I don't diet. It's just about, you know, keeping within the calorie deficit and moving. I know that. I don't believe in any of this fad shit. For me, it's literally just eat in a calorie deficit and exercise, even by walking. Just move. But depression like throws all of that out the fucking window, and I just sometimes I eat till I'm sick. It's so embarrassing saying this out loud because, and this is where I'm going to talk about being a woman. I have no idea what the male experience is like, but you're bombarded constantly with the ideal body, right? Even curvy girls are shown as small in the middle and curvy on the top and bottom. That's not how it works. If you gain weight, you can't choose where you gain it, and if you lose it, you can't choose where you lose it. Like, most bodies are blobby in all the areas. No one is like small, mid, big hips, big tits, nice, you know. And women's magazines and women's articles and every industry is like bombarding you with what's the right way to look. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to look nice for you, but it's a standard that we're told that there is, you know. And I feel like, I don't know if anyone else gets this, but I feel like you're either Lizzo, who's like, I'm fat and I'm beautiful, and you can be fat and beautiful, which is awesome, or you're skinny mini, and there's like nothing in between that's shown in the media. Like, there's no average size person. You can only control how you feel about yourself, you know, but it's hard not to compare yourself to these people all the fucking time and feel like you're failing. So I'm fighting constantly with my own things with food and depression and overeating and body issues and body confidence and insecurities, but I'm also comparing myself to other people all the time. So it's hard to deal with your own stuff and then see all these other things constantly. it's hard because sometimes I feel like I'm actually addicted to food in those moments, and it's hard to be addicted to something that you need because you can't just stop eating and you need it. So it's like about the portion control. It's this willpower that I don't have when I'm depressed. I really don't. And I know that even saying this, and I'm now on the start of my losing weight journey again, and I know that when I get there, it will fuck up again because mental health issues are still there and my crutches are still eating when I'm sad. So much I could say on this, but I feel even embarrassed at myself talking about this, but I'm just gonna leave it on a positive. So I'm gonna start losing weight. I'll probably document my journey with you guys because I feel like we're all in lockdown together and we should share our positive things with each other since we all share our negative stuff all the time. If you go onto Facebook, it's like, the world sucks, American politics, English politics, EU, fucking tsunami over there, this over there, poverty over here. Like, who's a cunt today? We should share our positive stuff as well. So instead of being like, I'm so fucking depressed, I got this overweight in the first lockdown, I'm going to spend the second lockdown losing it all, and yay, every day is a bit closer to where I want to look, you know. This is hard for me to do because no one likes to talk about weight, because now you stare at everyone's weight when you bring it up. No one likes to talk about weight. It's hard. Please, for fuck's sake, do not tell me that I look fine in the comments. And don't say anything about my body and what you think, because I just kind of wanted to say how I thought about myself and my relationship with food. I really don't need your input on my body. I can do this. I know I can do this. I'm actually pretty good at losing weight when I put my mind to it. It's the getting off the ground with it, you know. It's the first couple of weeks where nothing happens instantly. You haven't lost a stone in a weekend and you're like, I'll give up. I'll just order pizza because nothing's happening. You know, it's the sticking at it that's the hardest. And I've written myself a little chart, a rough goal to do as much as I can by the end of the year so I can start the new year feeling better. And you know, what's that phrase? In 3 months, you'll thank yourself. So that's what I'm just going to keep looking towards. I'm going to try and sort out my sleeping. I've got this Fitbit now, so I can, oh look, I've done 11,255 steps today and it's only 11. I did go for an hour-long walk at like 6 o'clock this morning, so that's good. I'm getting lots of music stuff done in lockdown. Loads of making music videos, loads of singing practice, loads of ideas. You know, the last lockdown, I wasted it doing nothing. But this one, I'm going to be productive, be creative, be good to myself, try and go easier on myself, not overeat, try and get myself to a place where I can enjoy food without guilt, which is just going to be so hard, and finding willpower to stick to exercise and things like that. And, you know, it's doable if I stick at it. It's just, you know, mental health gets in the way, and so I guess some of you know about that. Please put in the comments your relationship with food and your eating habits and your lockdown diets and anything you want to discuss. Thank you for listening. Press like, subscribe, all the things that you do on YouTube. Don't laugh at me, because that's really hard for me to do. And wherever there's whiskey, cats and music, that's where I'll be. I keep saying that in different orders, but that's where I'll be with them things. Bye, and talk soon.